All right, we haven't done this in a while. Let's try some more sour beers. Hi, and welcome to the Picky Eater channel. I'm Tony, and I am the Picky Eater. Yeah, the one that everybody says, you eat like a 3-year-old, and they would not be wrong. Absolutely. Now, while I'm a picky eater when it comes to food, I'm really not all that picky when it comes to libations, you know, when it comes to drinking beer or other cocktails or anything like that. I'm pretty free about that stuff. But some of my picky eater propensities do come into play, though. Like, I don't really like coconut, so coconut drinks, I'm kind of like, whatever. But when it comes to beer, I'm like wide open. But I just discovered recently that I like sour beer. And man, I've been on a tear with that stuff. I'm like, let me find some more sour beers. And ciders are really good too. So if you have any recommendations for sour beers, make sure you leave those in the comments and I will look those up and we'll try those here on the channel. Now, I know I promised at least one video every week, but I think I spoke too soon because I got a bunch of business. You know, I run a small photo, video, voiceover company here in the Outer Banks. I have a couple of other YouTube channels, one of which is pretty big and it is kind of demanding. So I'm trying, man. I will try to get more videos up here. Got some great plans and some really cool stuff coming up here. If you have a picky eater challenge, there's some things that people have challenged me, like you got to try this. And one of them is Lonnie. He's been trying to get me to do. He goes by Captain Nemo here on YouTube, but he's been trying to get me to do Scrapple. If you can't tell, I already had a beer. I wanted to make sure I got ready for this episode. But Scrapple, well, it's a gray matter, and I otherwise probably would not try it, but I am going to take that challenge, Lonnie. Really appreciate you watching the channel, though. It's kind of a labor of love for me. This is something that I've lived with all my life, and I am definitely still, I'm as picky as I was probably when I was 10. So let's take a look at these three beers. We've got the Highwire Gose, and I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. All three of these are Goses. This one here, it actually says on the side of it that it's brewed with pink Himalayan salt. This Gose is tart, supremely drinkable, and balanced with a complex fruit character. Crisp citrus and lemon lime from coriander marries with our house lactobacillus strain, creating subtle notes of stone fruit and apricot in this hazy, sensational sour wheat beer. All right, the next one is a blood orange Gose. Anderson Valley makes this one, Anderson Valley Brewing Company. By the way, the first one is made by Highwire Brewing Company. So let's see, the blood orange, that's pretty easy to figure out. It's a blood orange ale. And then the third one, I don't really know. It doesn't say what it is on here. There's no description on it, but it is a 4.2% alcohol by volume. You gotta like that. It's Solar Power Brewery on this one. I'm thinking because it's purple that it's probably some kind of berry or something, but we're going to find out. Now, all of these, I picked up at Chips Beer and Wine here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It's one of the few places that actually has all this stuff, and these came out of the section that said sour beers, so that's what I'm guessing. And Gose are usually, it's a sour beer. So let's start off with the Highwire Gose. This is a 4.2% alcohol by volume, and this one actually comes from Asheville, North Carolina, so that's not far from me. Let's go ahead and have a taste of this one. All right. So it's a pretty, it's a somewhat cloudy amber ale. It smells like a good sour beer. You know, I love the sour beers. I don't need, you know, I guess I always like sour. You know, I like sour candy. I like sour foods. But sour beers, that's my jam. All right, let's go ahead and try that. It's a little bit sour, but it's kind of plain. I don't really get a whole lot out of that. Now I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure that the coriander seed is the same thing that they put in the when you get one of those corned beef briskets and the little packet in there. Kind of get that little taste from it. There's a little bit of citrus in there. Okay, it's good, but it's kind of plain. All right. Usually when I have these sour beers, I really literally do get a little bit of sour in my mouth there, but it's good, and I will definitely drink the whole thing. It's not really a sour beer that I maybe I like flavored sour beers more, like, you know, like the green apple sour or maybe the raspberry from Lambic. Oh, Lambic is the stuff that got me started on this. Let's go ahead and finish this one off. It is good. All right, put that one aside. Get a new cup here. All right, blood orange Gose. Now this I have been looking forward to. I've literally had these in my refrigerator for about 3 weeks, and I'm like, man, I want to try those, but I wanted to save them for this. All right, now this one's not quite as cloudy. It's a little bit more clear. It is definitely amber. I don't really smell orange in there or blood orange. All I smell is, it just smells like beer. It smells like sour beer. Well, let's go ahead and taste this one. Now, I am a big fan of orange. Blood orange? Now, I am a big fan of orange. Blood orange, I don't really, I've actually never had very much blood orange. So let's go ahead and try that out. Ooh, I like that. That's better than the first one. That is really good. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, when you get that sour beer that's it's really good and sour, kind of has a bite, makes you kind of go, But man, that's tasty. I don't know if it really tastes like oranges. Anderson Valley Blood Orange Gose. It's an orange ale. I gotta say, it is mighty, mighty tasty. So far, this one's the winner. All right, the last one is a purple can, Holy Gose, and if I remember right, on the shelf at Chips Beer and Wine, yeah, they need to be my sponsors. I'm always talking about them, but if I remember on the shelf, it said this was like a berry mix for a Gose. So let's go ahead and try that one. All three of these have given a nice head on them when I pour them. This one is also not very cloudy. It is pretty amber, and it just has the sour beer smell. It doesn't really smell like any kind of a fruit or anything like that. Let's see what this one's all about. It just has a sour beer smell. It doesn't really smell like any kind of a fruit or anything like that. It's good. It's definitely sour. Both of these are more sour than the high wire, but I don't know. I don't really get like any kind of a fruit. The other one I definitely kind of got the orange in there. But you know, these are strong. I'm already catching a buzz. You know, add on the two beers that I had before I started this video, but it's good. I thought it was going to be like a grape or maybe like a berry or something like that because, you know, the color kind of denotes that. And if I remembered right, it says that on the shelf, but that's mighty tasty. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to finish these things off. I'm going to let my wife try these out because she is also really enjoying the sour beers. But it is some good stuff. I really, really enjoy the sour beers. If you have any suggestions for any that you've tried and you're like, oh, you got to try this one, make sure that you leave those down in the comments. I really appreciate all of your comments and all of your shares and all of your likes. And if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's right down there. It's free to do. It costs you nothing, and it definitely helps me. Because I want to grow this channel, and I want to share my picky eater experience with everybody else. Now, there are things that I've discovered that I like. As a matter of fact, the other night, I actually had pizza with pineapple on it. Now, I just discovered recently that I like pineapple, so I've been eating it as pineapple, but cooked pineapple up until now. I've just been like, no way. But the other day, I definitely enjoyed that. It was very good. So those are our three beers today. We had the High Wire Gose, we had the Blood Orange Gose, and we also had the, I don't know what this is, Gose. It's a purple Gose. All three of them very good. I would say out of the three of them, my pick would be the Blood Orange Gose. That's the best one of the three. And now that I have a little buzz on, I'm going to go share the rest of these with my wife, cook some dinner, and we'll catch you next time on the Picky Eater channel.